Alright, hello and welcome. We are so back and ready for a solo challenge Terraforming Mars run. We need to terraform the whole planet in only 12 runs. Oh, I'd love to get a SPLICE run. And 12 rounds, 12 generations. And in that time, no microplanet, we need to score 100 points and get 63 TR. And that way we get all of the win conditions. Let's see if we have anything here. SPLICE is an interesting corp that synergizes with microbes, and immediately I'm seeing topsoil contract. Get $1 every time a microbe gets played. There isn't the microbe colony in play, but I'm already excited. Nuclear power also allows us to trade pretty early in the game if we're willing to accept the -2 to income, so something to be said about that, especially if we buy a colony. We could also get a bunch of titanium income. Again, I don't see a bunch of titanium cards to play. I mean, you could just play a Callisto Mining, but that's such an inefficient use of titanium. I would hate to lose more income. Maybe we just do 2 titanium income here and the heat bumps there. We're gonna have minus $10 in the first round, which is gonna be painful. But I'm a believer. And yeah, so SPLICE, every time an opponent plays a microbe card, we get stuff. We have no opponent, so that does nothing. But it still applies to ourselves. So basically, if we play a microbe tag, we get $4 back, right? Or we can get extra microbes. So here, I get $4 back. Here, I'm going to choose an extra microbe, because now every time I get a microbe, I get $1. And this card itself put 3 microbes on it automatically. So we've already made, like, a lot of money back with our company. We can play Lichen on the first turn. I could also go into debt with our nuclear power. It really will make playing other cards difficult. I don't know why I picked Miranda. I should have kept the energy one in play. So because the colonies don't start very strong, let's just do a Lichen and a Micro Mills, and we'll see what happens. In terms of what the government's going to do to support us, I believe putting some oceans beside Olympus Mons normally works out. I would hate to lose more income this early. I don't have rebates or discounts for that stuff, so let's not. Also, I didn't even mention we got urban decomposers. If I do get a city and a colony, we can get even more microbes, which will give us rebates. We might want the import from Venus, and I normally want card draw. If I could afford to play it this gen, I would only pick one of these. Right, I have 2 titanium, so I have $23, but buying the card itself will break our bank. So let's do this. Get another microbe. -2. Yeah, I think that's okay. We might use it for the development center instead of trading. It just depends. That way we get... Well, again, it just depends. We'll see. Let's get some Venus help. Usually Venus has some early requirements. Spin-off department comes with income. This is a microbe tag that has energy and steel, which we love. Floating habs and stuff is... Our floating launchpad is nice, but not something I need explicitly. So let's just take these 2 cards that we like. I really wanted the microbe card, but I'm just shy on it. We could trade for steel. In fact, I will do so, because industrial microbes gives us $4 back. Look, we're at $11. We're paying 4. Boom, we're still at 11. So pretty sick. And then this comes with the card draw on cards over 20 and 2 income up front. So here's a card over 20 that we already want to play. Our income's going to 4, so we can trade and play development center. What's not to love? I'm going to push Venus again, trying to get it up to this free card draw. Extractor balloons and imported nitrogen are both over 20 and interesting. Bushes is very strong, but it's a little bit far out. If I get extractor balloons, I don't need rotator impacts, so I think these 2 make the most sense. It's going to be a hot second before I play either, but that's okay. It's okay. If we're trading first, is there anything to trade with? There's 4 plants up for grabs. I think we do that. I would love to place it beside 2 oceans, but I'm gonna have to settle for 1. Earth office. Interesting. I'm really tempted to just grab the imported GG. I know I could development center for more card draw, but this just seems right. Invention contest. You know what? We'll play it. We'll play it. Do we get anything good? Warp drive. -4 on card plays. Energy and stuff would be nice, but I'm always going to bias my way into the science because that's the play style I'm interested in. And we have space stuff. There's a lot of space cards in the deck once you put in the colonies expansion, the Venus expansion, and everything. So no more microbes, unfortunately. Some science. Some Venus bumping. I don't know that I need this, but extra Venus floaters might be nice. Hard to tell. Let's get our development center online. Venusian animals. Even more reason to rush Venus. And then we get an extra card from the next Venus bump. So let's just spend that now, even though we could wait for something. Venus neutralizer factories, interesting as well. That's needed for 10. Let's play this discount just in case I forget. We'll get $1 here. We can trade. Again, there isn't that much to trade for. I'd rather let the colonies build up. That energy can turn into heat. We can also buy a colony to make the colonies stronger. And for now, I'm going to continue having the government push Venus because we know we want Venusian animals. Trade envoys is great. Anti-grav is great. -18 is the next bump, and it's a microbe tag. Fish would be awesome because we have the animal planet in play, but I just can't. I have too many other combos to chase. I can't be chasing that one right now. Love a solar wind. And again, we can trade. There's a lot to do. I want this. I could buy the colony before trading. We've talked about this. I really wanted to do it here, but instead of buying the colony, getting trade envoys seems good. I don't even need steel, though, quite frankly. And because I don't need it, we should probably just do the other things. I'd even prefer to get extractor balloons up and running to get to this Venus bump line, as it were. Because we get a bump here, a bump here, a bump from our card over 20. We could even go for bumps with this, but again, we need our card over 20 to facilitate that. I think I just need to save my money. Yeah, I mean, I could get the +1 and go grab some plants, but we don't even have an ocean here to round the corner yet. So let's keep getting the Venus. Some science. Arctic. Yes, yes, yes. I don't need potatoes. Hired raiders, I mean, it only breaks even if you grab steel, unless you get rebates on events and stuff. So we're gonna not. -12 is coming up for Arctic algae, which is gonna be a little spooky. But for now, extractor balloons. We can tap this, get the last microbe there. Penguins. Interesting. Neutralizer factory. That did give us one. Yeah, we're not even started on oceans. My word. But now we're at 18% on Venus. So, Venusian animal is playable, right? So that'll be, what, science tag number 2? And then I want to play warp drive before, like, some space tag science tags if possible, but I don't have to. There's just no rush up the science chain unless I have those discounts coming. So for now, I'm thinking we might play our Venusian animals and then play science tags that make sense. But there's some other things that we need to do first. Quantum Extractor is a reason to rush the science, though, so we will be looking at that. Now, our Arctic algae is what I'm the most concerned about. Again, my colonies aren't doing anything for me. Venusian animals at least puts animals in play. And if I can't go up the chain, let's get our Arctic algae now. And then we're going to have the government throw some oceans down. Here, I guess, even though it's an adjacency that we would have liked to have. Draw some cards. I just don't want to play these science dice, because now I'm looking at getting a total of -6. -6. And with Venusian animals, my animals are each worth, you know, some good points. I might still want to go trade envoys and just empty one of these colonies, though. It's weird because I don't need steel, but, you know, getting $20 worth of steel for $6 and 3 energy seems like you just gotta do it, man. You just gotta bite the bullet. Mass converter? Are you like, this is insane. This is freaking insane. And I'd love to grab algae and stuff too, but like, I have too much to play. I have too much to play and not enough time to play it. This is like -8 on space. What do I need to play this one? 3 science tags? Okay. Okay, can I not get a building tag that has science on it? Like, I have all this steel. It would be insanely fortuitous. But instead I have to... Well, I can save this one if I'm willing to spend the big bucks, but if I spend the big bucks, I can't afford my discounts. So instead I need to waste titanium for a card draw. At least I got a city. So quantum, converter, then warp drive is playable, then anti-grav is playable. All of that works for us. We can turn around and play this city again, basically for free. And then greenery next door. Keep getting microbes. Keep getting things. I can still trade. Probably the plants, max it out. I know I can get 2 animals, but God, would I love to have a colony on Miranda. I would love that. Alright, we need more help for oceans of all things. We just have not been offered many ocean cards and we're running out of time. Skydocks, another discount. Tech Dem, space event thing. Energy income, I shouldn't need it anymore. Skydocks, importantly, is a second fleet and another discount. First we play the warp drive though, then we play anti-grav, then Skydocks is just a couple of bucks. And now it's all on the card draw, really. If we get cards that are worth playing, then we're there. Here's our first bit of card draw. Not so exciting. Worms, interestingly enough, is like 3 plant income and breaks even. Atmos Scoop, hard to say. It's a bad idea. I don't know what needs the help, though. To be honest, I don't know what needs the help. I do know Electrocatapult is pretty damn cheap and is a way of selling my steel that I've been sitting on. I have 2 fleets. How do I not have a bunch of colonies built? That's what's really crazy. Red Spot comes with cards. I might want to play Red Spot. The only thing that upsets me about Red Spot is I'd also want to play Atmoscoop, and I can't play both. Because the world is cruel. What do we get? Earth Elevator is a little less helpful at this point. Ironworks isn't bad, to be honest. It's so not bad that I'll spend energy getting some steel so that I can play it. So that I can bump oxygen. Getting 2 points for 3 energy also seems pretty good. I just don't know. It's annoying that I could get 3 points next gen, but how do I do this? How do we win this? I have a titanium. I have $3. You know, I could play imported nitrogen. That would get me a greenery this turn, but I don't even have like good ocean adjacencies, you know. Unfortunately, I just need to wait until next gen and then do all the tappity taps. Extractor balloons will be ready for 1 gen. It'll need floaters for the next, but that's okay. We have a lot of energy right now. We can get some help on the oceans, in fact, even though there's a 2-plant spot that I'm giving up. Wow, these cards are so cheap. So cheap. Even the bribe committee is $1. And it could help us get this 63 TR, but I think we just need to go lean, mean machine. Don't take any of this. Get a card draw here. Get a card draw here. The biggest thing for having a colony on Miranda, if ever the game would have given me a colony card, is the fact that it would have really helped us out. How would it have helped us out? Well, it would have given us extra card draw. Because every time I trade for an animal, I would be getting it. Instead, we are just a struggle bus. So we're close on the heat now. The artificial lake is pretty easy. Again, if I had colonies, these trades would be insanely strong. Because I don't have colonies, they are a little lackluster. I have to buy a standard project potion. At least that gives me a heat bump, so I'm really close. I'm really close to getting another bump. I might just have to buy a heat bump. So that gives me another place for greens, green stuff. The fact that I can use steel seems really good. The fact that I really want to buy a colony before doing it feels weird. It's like too late to even care about that, and yet here I am. Here I am waiting. Okay, Venus bump for sure, for shizzle. How many microbes? Almost there. I need a colony so I can play my urban decomposer. Which is a weird thing to say, but it is true. I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it for Miranda. It will give me an extra plant or an animal next turn. So that's cool. And then this turn, I'm just gonna trade for the plants, and then next turn I can go for the steel. It's not how I drew it up in my head when I was articulating it, but it is where we are now. Why? Where are you? There we go. You allows me to play this. Money's going back up, baby. Money is going back up. I need like a standard project ocean. Right in here, you know? It's just, I guess I'm going to take a taxation, even though it's negative points to get income in the last penultimate round. Just feel like you gotta do it, man. You gotta get the tempi. You gotta get the tempo going here. Where are we? I mean, at the end of the day, got more to do. But insulation isn't going to be needed. Mirrors are not going to be needed. I shouldn't need this. And that's unplayable. That means I can play imported nitrogen a little bit early. Again, it's $9. And that loads me up for nitrite for next gen. Space Hotels is free. $12 for free, alright? Like, you're just... We certainly got there on the discounts. The question is, do we get any cards at the end that we can play for free to save us? And what do I need? Oxygen, oceans, like, I think you take, like, a Venus bump here, maybe? A heat bump, maybe? You kind of need it all. There's the heat bump and ocean, which is awesome. The commercial district would be great to use that steel on to get a card draw up here, and then solar probe is awesome. So heat bump there. The comet is looking great up here. How many science tags? 9 science tags. I'm pretty sure I have a question mark too, but we'll just take this now. Bunch of nothing. Bunch of nothing. Radchem though. Okay, that's something. I can't be too mad about a Radchem. Radchem is nice. Red spot was loaded up last time. Alright, let's have a peeky. Immigration shuttles. I don't think I have that many cities in play, man. I do not. Where's my meat industry, you know? I mean, I'm going to ask for meat industry in, like, every single game I play. But, you know, it is what it is. We are so freaking close this game, man. I don't know if you're seeing it, but I'm seeing it. Okay. I mean, I think we can win. I'm trying to figure out if there's a way. Like here we get an extra card and 2 points, which is just sick. Venusian Animals has a lot of animals. Here I can go for a lot of steel, which makes like commercial district borderline free, especially when you consider the rebate. I could take the 2 plants. I should have taken the 2 plants, but I want to gamble. Pioneer Settlement. That's honestly it's 2 points. It doesn't really matter where it goes. Take 2 points. Insects gives me a huge rebate. Huge rebate. I don't think I have any rebates on anything else. So we'll play things that are free, like CEO's favorite project. Get a Venusian animal. I basically, like, I even want to play insects, right? Because it's only $2 after the rebate, but I would only want to do it after winning. And I haven't won yet. So we buy a greenery. For the most money back possible. Right? And this is just crazy. Because then it's $30 here. Isn't that crazy, man? I could have saved a whole $23 to play on points cards. Instead, I got greedy for 2 points off of that adjacency. Off a card draw gamble. So birds is almost certainly too expensive. Phobos is too expensive. You're just production. Production. Too expensive. Does nothing. So $17. I think that means I'm going to end up getting 2 TR. Well, again, I can play the insects now. But I don't think that actually gets me an extra greenery, right? I'm 2 plants shy, but my first green replacement can go here. And I don't have that many cities anyway. Something like Freya Biodomes would go insane, right? 2 points on it, plus 2 point animals, all that jazz. But then I lose. So let's not lose. Instead, we buy the last heat bump. We sell 2 cards. And interestingly enough, we can get Radchem. I mean, 69 TR, 37 points on cards. Of the 37 points, for the record, 21, over half, are the animals. That's pretty crazy if you consider the fact that, like, we played a lot of big space cards, right? Warp Drive, Anti-Grav, Skydogs, the Lagranges, the whole bunch of stuff in here. I mean, it's really comes down to the animals here. But yeah, okay, 69 TR, full terraform. Greenery here. Greenery for a card. Sure. Let's see. What does this mean? That was a fun splice run, though. It was a fun splice run. It's a trifecta. It could have gone into the 130s if we had like $20 extra at the end. You know, imagine if we had gotten a cheap city to pair with some steel earlier, if we had some money at the end for like 4 points on that $11 Jovian card, right? If we got any of the cheap space events, I mean, there's a lot of space events that cost between like $7 and $16, and we had $8 off of space, $3 off of everything, so that's $11 off already. And if at an Earth tag, 3 more. You know, there's like an event that is water import, and you get a card in an ocean, or another one that you get an ocean and 2 animals, right? Like, lots of cards out there that could have happened instead of us buying, you know, standard Project Pain all through the end. Either way, I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Ciao for now.